From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is First Coast News at 5.
Breaking news, a ship has hit the Matthews Bridge. What we're learning about the damage and how this will impact your commute. Another shot at freedom.
I was really excited.
A Jacksonville woman who was sentenced to 20 years in prison for firing a warning shot is getting a new trial. How a Florida appeals court reached this decision and how prosecutors are responding. The punishment issued to a Florida officer after a questionable search. Say goodbye to those cloudy days. Fall is finally moving in. The cooler temperatures you can expect for your neighborhood. First at 5, breaking news, a traffic nightmare is unfolding after a ship hit the Matthews Bridge.
There is significant damage to the bridge. No injuries, but the bridge is closed indefinitely. A lot to cover. And we begin tonight with Caitlin Ross right alongside the river. Kate?
We're right next to where the crash happened, and you can see the damage. Right behind me is the ship that ran into the bridge. You can see the upper left staff right there almost completely crunched down. I spoke to eyewitnesses on the scene who say there was a massive crash when it hit the bridge, and they knew right away this was going to be trouble. One of the witnesses said it looked like Final Destination with pieces of the bridge falling into the river. You can see there an up-close view of the damage to that bridge. Some structural engineers out here say it doesn't look that bad, but in reality, this is a very serious accident. It's going to take a long time to fix. The structural engineers say that type of damage really could impact the safety and integrity of the bridge. And also on a cosmetic level, I spoke to one of the guys that's been working construction. He's been up there painting. He was at that exact spot, said they've been working on this for 2 years. They were painting that exact spot last night, and he says they're just lucky no one was on the bridge working when this happened. If you look at the damage both to the ship and to the bridge, really incredible that no one got hurt. And now they say safety is their #1 priority as they work through fixing this bridge, this ship, and getting people back on the road. But like you said, Shannon, that could be a long time coming. Reporting live, Caitlin Ross, First Coast News.
Thanks for that, Caitlin. Our breaking news coverage continues now with First Coast News' Heather Crawford. Heather, you just spoke with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. What's the latest?
Keitha, the message JSO wants to get out tonight to everyone who's going to be in and on the roadways around the downtown area is be patient and expect major delays. Take a look at the Hart Bridge right behind me. That is where much of the traffic is being detoured, and you can expect that it is going to be a mess on the Hart Bridge tonight and into tomorrow morning. Now, JSO says that this will be the most significant delays the city has seen in some times, and agencies throughout the First Coast are pitching in to help in any way they can. We're told that more than 100,000 motorists drive across and around the Matthews Bridge each day. So that is a lot of drivers having to find alternate routes home this evening and tomorrow morning when they head to work.
In addition to the road traffic, there is now a 200-yard maritime safety zone in place around that entire bridge. No boat traffic underneath the bridge until further notice. Our coverage of this breaking news continues now with Ken Amaro. Ken?
That's correct. I'm here on Marine 4 JFRD's Jake M. Godbold fireboat. We're here in the river where you can see a very direct view as to the hit that occurred about 2 o'clock this afternoon. And in the farther ground, you can see the vessel that hit it, the Harry L. Martin. And you can see the roll-off ramp, how it's twisted. In the upper left corner, that is the portion of the vessel that hit the bridge about 2 o'clock this afternoon. The waterway is closed to any navigational vehicles.
Right now, for a look at how things are impacting traffic, let's turn to Katie Jeffrey. She's in the traffic center with more.
That's right. As you can imagine, with the Matthews Bridge shut down, we're going to have some major traffic problems. So we've got the Matthews Bridge closed here. The Hart Bridge is your next alternative route if you want to get through the area. Now, if you're not going to use the Hart Bridge, JSO sent out a list of detours, and they say if you're heading east to west, use the Hart. But if you're headed to Arlington, Regency, Fort Caroline, they would rather you use 95 north, go across Zoo Parkway, take the Dames Point down to get around through the area. I know that's a long detour, but that's really the only way to kind of alleviate all that congestion. If you're trying to head to the south side, you can see we got a heavy amount of people here. Go down 95 and get off at the University and Emerson exits. But from our employees who are out on the roadways right now, they're saying that this is adding about an hour to their commutes already. And this is just with people starting to leave their offices. Expect that to build. Have some patience. But again, the Hart Bridge, if you choose to use it, it's going to be very congested.
Yeah, a headache is right. You can already see everyone focusing down here about how they're going to fix this. There have been boats in the water all day. You can see right there the Coast Guard still out there trying to figure out just how bad this damage is. Overhead, there have actually been planes surveying the damage from above, and down here, boats surveying it from below. They have a lot of the water traffic stopped. No one's allowed to come through as they try and figure out just how bad this is going to be. You can see the damage very, very clearly on the bridge. Right there is right where that ship hit. I talked to a number of people who were on the ground when it happened, and they said crash. They heard it and everything just stopped. I talked to a captain who is here on the ground, and he said they must have known immediately that what happened was very, very serious. But the boat actually continued through. It did make it under the bridge. They weren't able to stop in time. They had to continue through under the bridge, and all the way over there is where you can see it stopped. They were on their way to go get the boat worked on, so they made it to the port that they were looking for, but you can see just how serious that is. The left upper stack is almost completely crushed. At this point in time, they're trying to figure out what happened. They're talking to the people who were driving the tugs on either side, talking to the captain, the pilot of that ship, trying to figure out just what happened. Now, they are saying that high tide might have contributed somewhat to this ship hitting the bridge, that the tide was on the way up and the clearance can change up to 2 feet. So that could be a very serious indicator. Also, how familiar were these people with the river? So a lot of questions still being asked right now, Jeannie, as to how this happened in the first place, and not to mention the fallout from this thing that could last months.
All right, Caitlin, thanks so much. This bridge has been worked on now for a while, and the question is, how is it going to impact that work?
Yeah, I spoke with one of the construction workers on the ground, and he wasn't here when it happened, but he's one of the people who's been working overnights on this bridge for 2 years. He says if you take a look up there, they were working on painting the bridge almost exactly at the point of impact. So he got out, he was kicking the ground. He was not a happy camper because he says that's exactly where they were working on. This has really been strenuous, long work, long nights trying to get this bridge in shape. He's been on this team for 2 years, and he says right now there's just no telling how far or how much this crash could have set them back.
Caitlin, thanks so much. I'm sure there is frustration, but thank goodness nobody was up on that bridge at the moment that it was hit. So